The show.
Welcome back, David. Feels like we never left. Are you doing the Darth Vader?
Yeah, I'm doing the Darth Vader.
If you're unfamiliar with what David said, you can go check out the replay, whether it's here on this podcast platform or on YouTube or Facebook of Bourbon Notes. We just did that.
Yeah, I feel like we might need to start a third show soon. Just keep doing more and more podcasts.
Hey, shout out to
right.
first time Bourbon Notes listener Michael Rigney just texted me and said we're solid. Love the top 5 list. He said that you're good at nerdy knowledge, but not so much at selling sponsors.
Why does everyone say that?
Because you are a nerdy dude. I would embrace that.
I mean, I do. But why does everyone that's the first thing people notice about me?
I notice your dashing good looks with that beard.
See, I feel like without the beard, just the mustache. What do you think?
With the soul patch?
Yeah, with the soul patch. Yeah, I'm keeping that. So probably give it another week or so, and then I'm gonna shave, but I'm keeping the mustache.
Are you just gonna let it go?
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go.
My problem is when my mustache starts to overlap my lip, it affects how you eat. It doesn't affect how you can just feel it and things get caught in there. So
yeah. I was gonna say something about being a nerdy. Oh, speaking of selling sponsors, get amazonmusic.com/beers and beards. I had to check out because I love music and I love listening to sounds, which is I feel like I'm already selling it pretty well.
You're already a nerd.
But so I had never really used Amazon before, but I think that I might be a convert to Amazon Music.
Are you a Amazon Prime guy?
Yes, I have Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what they were talking about as the Sith or whatever in Star Wars, and that's where my nerdiness stops. I'm not a Star Wars person, but
you have general specifics.
Yes, general specifics
on every topic. I feel like we could throw out genocide in Rwanda, and you'd at least know enough to have a conversation about it.
Yeah, I'm really
good.
That's
a bad example. I apologize. That's a totally bad example, but
yeah,
it's just a randomness.
I do know. Yeah, I know a lot about genocide.
And beer.
I know a lot about the Holocaust and how it's similar to the Republicans getting persecuted.
Wow. Yeah. Gina Carano.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of Star Wars universe, they were going to make her. I mean, imagine, and this is not political, not anything else, but they were just like, hey, don't what's the value of being a celebrity and having this access to basically say whatever you want? How do you balance that with they're going to give me a shit ton of money, and if I just say nothing, I get the shit ton of money, but if I say something, there's no good that can come out of being on social media if you're a celebrity. Even if you're not a celebrity, even if you're me, I go back I have time hop because I need to with the benefit of hindsight, need to go back and be like, oh yeah, I need to delete that. And I'm not even a celebrity. I have 2,000 followers on Twitter, but I'm always yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that.
See, I probably shouldn't have talked shit. I feel like Twitter is the trap. Twitter, I overlook it just because you got to be on there all the time. It's like a running conversation all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't have time for that.
Like a stream of conscious.
I don't really fuck with Twitter. I'm not a big TikTok guy. I don't even have TikTok. No Snapchat. It's Instagram and Facebook and YouTube.
I tried to do the new one, Club.
Yeah, I thought you were going to send me a invite.
I used my 2 invites on people on one, and you only get 2 invites.
So you didn't even invite me. We are the podcasting duo, and you don't invite me.
I know they were already spoken for, but if I get more,
shut up.
I get more.
I see where I stand here.
They
Jesus
were
Christ.
the only reason I got it was because
Somebody you knew
people,
invited you.
yeah, but other people, and I was like, well, I feel like I should be the good guy. Like I need to have like the good guy discount and be like their hero. And now I'm the hero of two people, and I don't even want to be on it, to be honest with you. But
But it's supposed to be like a great audio networking thing, right? Like we should
yeah,
get
it feels
podcast
like,
guests and shit.
yeah, for me, it felt like,
Not that we've done one guest. We've had Juan, and then we did National Barks.
yeah, for me, it felt like creeping on other people's conversations, which I'm
Isn't
like,
that what social media is in general? Like
yeah, but you could
I'm
hear
on
them.
there. I post podcast links from my mom and people that are interested in what I do, which is like 3 people. And the rest of the time I'm looking at memes and I'm watching other people do dumb shit. Like I'm that guy.
Yeah,
I'm the guy that's like loves watching when the couple goes through, like you can tell when people are about to break up, they get back together. They got joint accounts, and then like I'm in it. Like I'm in it to win it. I don't know you, but I'm
invested.
involved in your life. You don't know it.
I'm part of you. Yeah, I might as well be there with you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, social media is a trap, dude. It is a trap.
Completely agree.
Could you minus marketing our podcast? I have 2, you have 2. We have one together, so we both have one separate, which I may get to be on the other one. Maybe if I'm lucky.
We'll see.
I don't know. I don't know where I stand on that. You may get to be on one of mine. Anyway, could you cut it off like completely for a month? Like Lent. Say, when is Lent? Lent
Give it
starts
up. Yeah,
soon, right?
I think it's just, I don't know.
It's at the end of Mardi
this
Gras?
week or next week. I don't know.
Let's Google. When does Lent start? And do you
But
spell it like belly lint?
Lent. Google Lent, but not belly Lent.
Lent 2021.
Google non-belly Lent.
Oh shit! It starts Wednesday.
I feel like
Is that Ash Wednesday? No, it's not Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, Ash Wednesday is Wednesday. Yeah, so Mardi Gras is Fat Tuesday. That's the day before. Ash Wednesday is like when you get the little T on your head. You go to church, bang one out, and then 6 weeks of winter, or how many days it is.
You are doing
but
this all
then you
wrong.
can't eat fish, or you can only eat fish
on Fridays. You can't eat any meat on Fridays but fish.
And I'm like, fish is meat. Like you can't eat like, I don't know. It's like I can't eat a burger on Friday. I don't know what I'm going to eat. Fish.
Lentils. I'm gonna eat lentils.
No,
during
lentils.
Lent.
There's lint in it. You cannot eat it. Wait,
Right,
is that how lentils started?
No, lentils is a legume. Abby made some lentils the other week. They're actually not bad. You can buy
we
a
eat
30
6 days a week in this house.
Yeah, you can buy a 40-pound bag for 19 cents. So
that comes in a 55-gallon drum.
But all right.
They're them bad boys.
Could we do it for Lent? Other than specifically just for our podcast, could we only post on our business pages? No personal shit. No, take Twitter off your phone. No, I guess we got to do that for.
The thing that honestly has helped me, I turned off all the notifications on social media so I have to go into the app to get the information, because that's the drug. That's like you
get the dopamine when you get
the dopamine. Bing. And I'm like, so I'll go for like 6-8 hours without checking any of it, which I feel like that's good, but I don't know. I mean,
all right, you got an iPhone.
Yeah.
What's your screen time? Let's look at our screen time. This is,
I don't know,
riveting conversation. Get your fucking phone. We're going to find out our screen time.
How do I get my screen time?
I'm about to tell you.
Google's how to find out screen time.
Well, I spelled screen with a A.
Okay. Daily average 3 hours 41 minutes.
How much?
3 hours 41 minutes.
Oh God, mine's 6 hours and 13 minutes.
So One of us actually has a job.
I have shit. All right, so it breaks it down. If you click, it breaks it down. Most of my time is spent on Discord.
Most of my time is probably spent on playing Golf Rival. I got myself addicted. Without that, it's probably like 35 minutes.
Yeah.
I got myself addicted to like one of those stupid games where you always have to be like, there's always like that, again, that hit of dopamine of like, oh, you got to open up a chest, you got to open up a reward, you got to get this. And it's like, I just want to play a dumb golf game. I don't want all this stuff, but you have to get the stuff to get the upgrades and the whatever.
All right. Well, we're 10 minutes in. We've not even talked about drinking yet. So,
I thought about it.
Thing up. Well, this is.
I feel like we talk about stuff sometimes for just to be like, yeah, it's a podcast where we talk about like the industry and drinking.
Yeah.
Do people care about that? Let us know what you care about. What do you want us to talk about? Give us topics. So the first thing that we're going to talk about this week is close to Gary. There's a brewery called Ethereal that is opening up a new location, starting the first sake brewery in Kentucky, I think, and it's called The Void.
The Void. What is sake, and how does Kentucky's first sake brewery make it? I don't know.
Because sake, is Japanese, and it's made by fermenting rice. Yeah, you got to pay for that. You can't get in there.
I can't.
You can get your lazy boy though.
So many ads. Yeah. God damn it, Lexington Herald Leader. So
anyway, the whole story is.
Did you pay for it?
No. I figured it out from Googling other sources. I had to figure out what brewery it even was, and then I figured it out by deducing.
Have you ever had sake?
I've had it once, and I was not a fan because it's served like room temperature, and it's like basically fermented rice. Like it's like a rice wine, like not wine, but like I don't know. But it's served room temperature, which is weird. I'm not a big room temperature. Like I don't like red wine, which is room temperature. I like things cold, especially alcohol. But it's a Japanese thing. Japanese rice wine, I guess. It's also.
Oh, shit. So most sake contains 14 to 16% ABV.
Yeah.
Freshly brewed sake naturally contains up to 20%. Wow. People also ask, can you get drunk on sake?
Yes, you can. It'll get you drunk.
It'll get you drunk. I don't know. When you look at diversifying the spirits market, we know what we're good at here, right? We've got some top-notch distilleries, the best in the world. We've got some good breweries. I think you'd agree with that. We're not known for our breweries per se, but we've got some good ones here.
Yeah.
And then we're going to throw in some sake.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too that I actually saw another article that was saying that I guess Indiana rye is becoming a thing. Like that's
their equivalent to Kentucky bourbon is the Indiana rye. And I can't nail you down. I thought you were a rye fan, but it can't be too much rye. What's your take on rye?
Yeah, I like rye whiskey. That's specifically rye whiskey. That's not bourbon. But then bourbon, I like wheat, like the more heavily wheated bourbons.
Same.
So I don't like the ones that kind of play like in the middle. Like, there's a little bit of rye, a little bit of wheat. You don't really know. Like, I don't know that I do like
such a weird flavor profile. I think if you mix the wheat, rye, and maybe we call it the wheat. Shit, write it down. We're going to patent that.
Write it down.
Whiskey
ideas.
You know what I'm saying, like it's where we're at now in our life. We can pretty much establish high rye content. We know what a wheated bourbon compared to non-wheated bourbon is. So I don't know, just that market. I don't know.
I think it's something different too. I mean, eventually you're going to get to the point where you have saturation of breweries, you have saturation of distilleries, wineries, even. And I think it's just something differently. You're like, hey, there's no competition for this. So even if one out of every 100 people are interested, excuse me, I'm the only game in town.
Right.
So they got to come to me. Right.
So yeah. So if I sell, I don't know, like sake is just a weird thing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't know if there's like a big, like, Japanese culture in
There's no
Lexington.
little Japan in Fayette County. I'll just tell you that. Like, there's,
but
there's no
know.
Chinatown, no little Japan, Vietnamese corner like that.
I think
the diversity is good, right? Like you want.
Yeah.
I just hope that it succeeds. Like that's the problem with where we're at in this world right now is that I would be scared to death to start a new business. Like hell no.
You see it a little bit to like a similar extent with like mead, right? So mead is honey, and it's that higher ABV. Like mead is usually 12, 14, 16%. It's more like a wine than a beer.
Is that what they drink in the Shire?
Yeah, the mead. But it's I think that it's you have the people that are diehards, people that are gluten free, right? So you're drinking like a cider or a mead. You can't drink beer because it has gluten. You get that crowd, and that seems to be getting bigger and bigger. But then also you get the people that are just the people that want to have stuff that's high alcohol. Me personally, I see a lot of like just specifically speaking from like a beer standpoint. I think people are going the other direction of like, I want lower ABV. I want things like, session IPAs, low calorie beers. I want seltzers, which has been crazy huge. I saw a slide today in a meeting that I was in where it's like, here's the growth of alcoholic, the different categories, and it was like ready to drink cocktails, which are like 8 to 10%, versus a cocktail that you make on your own is going to be way more alcohol infused than that. And then things like tequila, again, it's like we're in that lighter stage. Tequila is doing really well right now. Whiskey is doing really well right now. And like ready to drink, easy, grab and go. And beer, honestly, people are gravitating away from beer to more to spirits, I think, at this point. I mean, I feel it even from myself. I'm like if you look at like the timeline of like basically since I've been an adult, I feel like I've, without even noticing and realizing or doing it on purpose, I've like hit like every single trend. Like I was a huge,
you know what that's called? Hipster.
Influencer.
Hipster. Well, I know you're wearing skinny jeans right now.
Without
is that still a thing?
Yeah, it is, I think. We'll ask Adam in our if you checked out our bourbon notes, we did do the intro video, which we got to make our own intro video, I think, now.
Yeah, so if anybody knows somebody that wants to just be goofy with us,
we got to get Adam.
You have to have that beard, though.
Write a song. I'm going to do a mustache for the video, but we got to get Adam to write a song about us.
It's got to come out. Like
it's coming. It's on the way.
Hey, it's a DeMario.
It's coming. It's on the way. Yeah, I'll be going down some like sewage pipes. All right, so we asked this in Bourbon Notes, who has the most iconic theme song. We said
Darth Vader or
Stone Cold,
Steve Austin,
or you just Super Mario.
That's true.
That might be the third. Those three might be the top three. Can you think of any more like iconic, like that's? I don't know. I feel like those three, especially my generation. Well, yeah.
Are we in the same generation?
I don't know. You're not a millennial. I'm like smack dab in the middle of millennials.
I wonder if this, like, I don't know how this works. Can you hear that? Do you hear that?
No. I can hear it faintly now.
All right.
You're playing the Mario theme song.
No, I'm just playing here. I don't like shout out. We're recording this instead of on Zoom. We're doing it on StreamYard.
And now I can hear you playing the Baba Booey theme song. I don't know if you ever listened to Howard Stern, but they did ba 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 boo ba ba boo.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Can't hear it.
I turned it off.
All right. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how we got to the theme songs again.
Is it time to drink?
Probably. It's always time to drink.
We've had.
I'm sobering up a little bit over here.
Our beer sponsor is brought to you by the Original Craft Beer Club. Check out the description in our show notes. If you're looking to support some craft breweries, get you some bottles. They've got special gifts for you if you join. Click the link. Go there. You can get 12 or 24 bottles a month, correct?
Yes.
Check
out this dude. This is my Yarritos Mexican Wrestler. This is my favorite bottle opener. But yeah, so normally I already have my beer poured because I take a fancy picture. Yesterday I had a photo shoot of a bunch of the beers that I have out in the snow.
Who was doing the photo shoot?
Me. I was not wearing pants, so I did that was separate. That was different. But I took pictures of the beer. And I was talking to the beer. I was like, "Yeah, you sexy IPA.
Show me what you're working with. Show me them hops, baby."
But I think that's the thing. Like people love pictures of beer and snow for some reason. I don't know. Have you ever? You probably don't follow the same accounts that I do. But
no.
Anyway, so I did. I was like, I got a couple beers. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I did a poll on Instagram, and every time I do a poll, I feel like it backfires. So I did a poll voting between two different barrel-aged beers that I had. Dead even. Literally 50-50. The poll ran for 24 hours. So I'm like, oh, forget it. I'm going to drink the one that I want. So I picked Founders KBS, which stands for Kentucky Breakfast Stout with espresso. And you can see I don't know
also,
where my camera is.
Pro tip, there's no X in espresso.
So the beer specifically says highly acclaimed. So that means it's it's good if it says highly acclaimed on it.
We'll be the judge of that. Thank you,
Founders. Yeah. So normally I have my beer already poured because I got to take a good picture of it. But today
you already have the picture of it.
I already got the picture. So I'm opening it up, pouring it on the show live here for you. I'm going to pour it into a snifter. My glass is a little dirty, so I'm going to hide it. But it's a very dark beer. This is the kind of beer that Gary likes. But this is 12% alcohol. And smelling it, it smells more like coffee than anything. Like espresso. I'm an Americano person, which is espresso and hot water. That's what it smells. It smells like espresso. I get a little bit of the bourbon. This is a barrel-aged beer. And it's brewed with coffee. So KBS is brewed with coffee.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that one that you think I would like?
Potentially. See, I don't know. It's a very heavily coffee beer, but not like a sweet coffee. It's like a black coffee,
like bitter,
espresso bitter coffee.
But I feel like that one's going to be low on the hops.
I don't even know if I like it. I haven't tried it. Yeah, it is definitely low. It's more malty and sweet.
One drink. Everybody knows the rules. 12%.
Oh yeah, way too smooth to
Oh,
be
way too
way
what?
too smooth to be 12%. Like
That
this
face
is
didn't say smooth,
dangerous.
David.
It's because it's bitter, like super. It's bitter, but then the beer is smooth, and it's so much coffee. I mean, this is the most coffee I think I've ever smelled in a beer.
That's
But it
good though.
tastes like it is like a little like I don't get like a lot of the barrel like it's a bourbon barrel aged beer. I don't get a lot of the barrel in it. It's brewed with chocolate and coffee, aged in oak bourbon
If
barrels.
it didn't taste like coffee, I know there's no fucking chocolate in it. I'm that well versed in beer to know there's
It's
nothing that
made
tastes like
with
chocolate.
it's actually brewed with chocolate.
That's fine. Did you, as a kid? Side note: you ever do Nesquik?
Did I do Nesquik?
Like, did your mom buy that Nesquik powder?
Oh yeah. And if
So
you like
did you ever be like,
doing
man, I just
it,
want to get a spoon of it? And she'd be like, all right, go ahead. That was the first time I was like, wait, what? Take a spoon. You're like, I can
yeah,
see coffee being made like that.
the Nesquik challenge, like the cinnamon challenge.
Yeah. Oh god, it's so bad.
Did you ever have Ovaltine with like iron fortified? Like, why do they think kids need iron?
It's for your bones, bro.
Iron is
Yeah.
calcium is with I don't know. I always
Iron.
been told every time I try to give blood that my iron is too high. Like you got too much iron, and you're like, yeah, I'm Iron
Bro.
Man. All this is all steel. That's what I say.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, very
this is
heavy.
what I'm always interested in. You're saying that's a heavy beer. So if we bought
heavily
a
coffee. Like it's way too easy drinking to be 12%. Like I think 12%, I'm thinking like it's gonna feel like I'm drinking like a glass of wine or something. Like you can taste the alcohol, you can like feel it. This I'm like I'm gonna be it's gonna hit me all of a sudden and then the podcast is gonna go
couldn't
off the
see
rails.
F3.
Sorry, what would you say?
I said, could we split a 6-pack of this and finish all three?
Each have three?
Yeah.
Well, I think this comes in 4 packs. So probably I think that's frowned upon. I mean, if we start at like, we start in, not earlier in the day, but like not like downing it in an hour, but we could have three and be fine.
I feel like that's the difference in like your traditional domestics, like Bud Light. Those are meant to pound. Those aren't meant to fuck around and sip on. You chug those. And
you're not pounding this 12%.
Yeah.
It's like
is that a challenge?
Well, you're more of a man than me, so
I've got a better beard than you for sure.
That's true. I feel like my mustache could hold up against anyone. Just the mustache. But it's not even there yet. Like I think I need another week or two.
It's I don't know. In the world of beer, David, one of the things that piqued your interest was draft sales down almost half nationwide during the Super Bowl, 46%. Now, tell me what that means.
People were sitting at home drinking beer out of a bottle or can. I think the amount of beer that was consumed was probably still like in terms of like barrel for barrel or gallon for gallon was probably still similar.
I don't know.
But
this may be my jagged take. I watched zero of the Super Bowl for the first time in so many years.
It was, in terms of a game, the least interesting football game. And I love football. I will watch college, pro, anything. But in terms of a game from start to finish was the most boring game. Like I fell asleep 10 minutes in. Woke up for a couple commercials. It was so boring. Like there was no for being. I mean, I don't think that the NFL could have had a better
story
matchup.
Yeah,
Tom Brady going to Tampa, against
Taking on the young buck.
Yeah. The only better story, and people so much shit, but the better story would have been the Browns. Seriously, think about how much. Like I think just the like when the Cubs were in the World Series, it was the highest rated World Series when they played the Indians, and neither team had like the Indians hadn't won since like World War II, Cubs hadn't won since the Billy Goat days, like 19 whatever 30 teens, and people were so fascinated by that. Browns have never been in it in the Super Bowl. I mean, they won
You don't think the
150
Bills would have been
championships.
just as much interest or
Yeah.
lore?
I think people get fatigued so fast now with like Patrick. People are over Patrick Mahomes already.
You think so? I don't think so.
Yes, and
Like,
people are over the Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady, like during the actual game, it's not that interesting. What Tom Brady is doing now after it has been more interesting
like when he fell
than
off
the
the
game.
boat.
Yeah, when he's drinking the avocado tequila, as he said. And throwing the Lombardi trophy from one boat to another. I mean, this is like Tom Brady, like unplugged.
Is
like
he going to
after dark.
retire?
I think he's gonna do one more year. Like I
Plot
think
twist: the Cowboys sign him.
he's never. No athlete has ever gone out on top, and he's not going to be the first one to do it. If he was smart, he would go out on top now. I think he doesn't have
Floyd Mayweather. Well, who are you talking to?
Yeah, and Khabib, but no football player.
There's two. Yeah,
Yeah.
no football player.
But I mean, I think that he's like, hey, I won this year. I can do one.
John
His
Elway.
smartest thing. Yeah, that's true. He won back-to-back Super Bowl. All right, you're messing up my.
I'm poking holes in that nerd shit that you think you got going on.
In my story. But I think that there's always, and we see this especially from like combat sports.
Everybody's got one more. Everybody's got one more, and it fucks them in the end because they get beat.
And Tom Brady doesn't realize he's already at 43 years old cheating father time. Like he is basically when he threw
whoa, young buck.
As a
43 is not old.
It's not old. It's like ancient for an NFL quarterback though. Like him and George Blanda. Like he's in George Blanda, Jeff George territory now. Like when he threw a pass in the NFL at 43, like he had to throw for like I think he threw like 12 passes and he threw the most passes of all time at the age of 43. He's already cheating father time.
He is the oldest quarterback to start and win a Super Bowl. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
that's
I'm still not convinced because he looks better at 43 than he did at 23 when he came into the NFL.
Yeah.
He was flabby. Like, I mean, you look at what he looked like in I think it was 2001 when he got drafted, or 2000. You would have been crazy to draft him any higher than 199th in the draft because he was like he's done something. Like I think it's going to come out like
he's part of the Illuminati. Let's just be honest. All right, so the top 5 oldest players to start and win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady's number 1. Who's number 2?
George Blanda.
Peyton Manning. George Blanda is not even on the list.
Peyton Manning was like, was he 40?
39.
Okay, I knew he was like right on the edge.
Number 3.
Doug Flutie.
Tom Brady at 39. Number 4. Earl Morrall. He was 38.
Earl Morrall.
Yeah.
With the Colts. Super Bowl 3.
Dolphins.
Oh, yeah, okay. So he also played he backed up Johnny Unitas in Super Bowl 3. And then I think he played with the Dolphins a few years later.
So John Elway at 38 in 1999.
Why do I know that? That's how. Okay, that's
the nerd shit coming out.
That's the nerd shit. Yeah. Okay.
And then last but not least, Kentucky's sixth favorite son, Johnny Unitas, at 37 in Super Bowl 5 in 1971.
That's just that must just be quarterbacks. Like I feel like kickers.
It says not
Sorry.
counting kickers and punters. The 6 oldest
Okay.
players to start win a Super Bowl are all quarterbacks.
Because
So-
I feel like Adam Vinatieri was like 47, like 20 years ago.
Yeah. So it's my turn to drink.
Yeah.
This portion of the podcast is brought to you by Beard Octane. Go to beardoctane.com. Use promo code Beers and Beards 10. Save 10% off all their products. David could use some of the biotin, some of the beard fuel. Is that what's called?
I need one of those beard combs.
Oh,
Moose head or whatever it's called.
yeah.
Boar's head. Boar's hair.
I want to give you a little background into what we're dealing with here. I'm drinking Brough Brothers, Kentucky's first black-owned distillery. They're open. They opened a month ago. I guess they've been in production before that, but they had a soft launch last April. COVID hit. It's kind of pushed things back, but here we are. Victor Yarborough, like you said, one of the founders. It's in the west end of Louisville, which is traditionally a pretty rough spot. The Kentucky Senate recognized them as the state's first African-American owned distillery in August 2020 after making headlines. It's brothers Chris and Bryson Yarborough with Victor. So, yeah, this is a Louisville bourbon. It's got a really cool bottle. I'm going to show you the bottle before I pop the cork. It's got the 3 brothers on it. And then it's got the state of Kentucky down here. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, let me scroll back. But it's just a really cool bottle. It's really a light color. So this is Brough Brothers Bourbon. Shout out. We're talking about diversity. Like this, I don't want to sound, I don't know, I want to come off the wrong way. This is a white man dominated industry. And to be 2020, the year 2020, to have your first black owned distillery, I feel I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it should have happened before, right? Everybody loves bourbon, regardless of race, nationality, color, beard length. One time for the sunshine, Brough Brothers. Oh,
that was a good one. I think too. So I feel like minorities are so underrepresented in bourbon and the craft beer industry. And it's just because I feel like, it's such and we're a couple of white dudes. I mean, I know I look Mexican, but we're a couple of white dudes. And I 100% support, like, I think we need more diversity in beer and more diversity in alcohol because we don't want the same ideas over and over, right? We don't want the same stuff to keep happening.
I don't want Avengers Part 7. Give me something new. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Here we go. Heavy on the corn. Like this, and here's the thing. This is not aged long. Hell, they just opened. So I'm gonna say this is probably just your standard straight out of the barrel as soon as super starchy and corn, right? I mean, we're off the bat. A lot like the Neely brothers from last week. But it's making my mouth water. You ever had that happen?
For bourbon?
Like, I don't.
No.
It's it's very light. Very light. I didn't even see what proof this is.
1,000.
My favorite, 82 proof. So, super light on the nose. But like I said, very starchy, very corny. Maybe. You ever smelled raw like nutmeg or something?
I have smelled raw nutmeg.
You're in the spices industry. Does nutmeg a spice?
Yes.
I don't know.
You
And
get
I
that like that like nutty, like earthy smell.
it blends well with that corn starch. You know what I mean? Like it kind of it goes together real good. Not real good. It's just very similar. All right, Brough Brothers, Black History Month, diversity in bourbon. Wow, that has almost. I think, and here's the trick. I think they're onto something here. If you're going to come out with a young bourbon, it's got to be lower proof. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Because when you get that higher proof, like fucking moonshine, basically. This is not. It's still starchy. I'm not getting much oak or anything at all. So a lot of starch, a lot of corn, but it's soft and smooth.
I think that's the thing too. So bourbon
You
has to
can't
go
like burn it
in
out.
yeah, has to go in the barrel at like a higher proof, right? And then it kind of as you get older, not older and older, but as it ages, I think it kind of mellows out a little bit, right?
Yeah. So you see it's very light on the color. Nice caramel color. But I'm telling you.
One of the interesting things too is when you see bourbon first distilled and when it goes in the barrels, it's clear. Like it's called like White Dog.
Yeah. White Lightning.
Yeah. Like that's like what like Mickey from Rocky would drink, just straight like
You can
White
get
Dog.
that. You can buy that at the distillery like that. It's so bad. Man, I'm telling you, this is.
I feel like that like burns like people that have like probably no eyebrows. Like it just burns.
Their sinus cavities are gone. Brough Brothers bourbon.
How many bottles?
Man, this is I'm on the spot. I've been talking them up. Here's the thing with a young bourbon like that. So our last two podcasts done super young bourbon. The first one higher proof, like 111 proof, just too overpowering. Too overpowering, like to even get a good feel for it. I think what they've done with this is they obviously know bourbon because they know if you're piping it right out of the barrel at 2 years, it's going to be so strong. It's going to be so starchy. You know, I would say this is. I'm going to say this is probably 65% corn with malt. I don't know. I don't know the mash bill.
Makes sense.
But what they've done is they've cut the proof down to where like you can enjoy that taste. So on the palate, you get a little bit of that spice, you get a little bit of that corn and nut flavor. And then the finish, I think anything in an 82 proof finish is going to be soft. Like you're not going to get that burn all the way. I didn't get any burn all the way down. Like this is good bourbon. And I would love to have like a 5 and an 8-year-old bottle of this. Like this would be so good, dude.
Yeah. Hopefully they like I think that's the thing too is like learning the more that you learn about bourbon, the like there's a sweet spot between like you know 5 like you said 5 years to probably 10. Some go to like 15.
Yeah.
Like I know Pappy, like Julian Van Winkle's like our best bourbon is our 15-year-old because anything older than that's probably a little too old. Like we probably shouldn't be selling anything other than beyond a 15. That's why like I am seeking out the Pappy 15-year-old more than I'm seeking out even like the
23-year-old
23-year-old or the 18 or whatever. So
I'm going back for one more dose here before I hit the bottle. Brough Brothers bourbon, West End of Louisville. That's 3.5. That's 3.5 bottles out of 5.
Which is, I mean, what's the age? 6 months?
At least. Well, it's got to be age 2 years.
Yeah. Imagine it at, like you said, 5,
That's
4
what
or
I'm saying.
5. Yeah.
But imagine not only the challenges of being a black-owned distillery in this world, but imagine being a new distillery. You got to make money. So I'm sure,
Put something out.
you
Yeah.
got to think about putting out some rye, maybe doing some vodka or something, just to get some revenue to keep, because this is at least a 2-year investment that's bringing nothing back. Like, I got to build the infrastructure. I got to get the barrels. I got to get the materials. I got to get the rick houses. I got to start my marketing, all this for 2 years before I can sell a drop of this shit. Now, I've seen this as low as $24, or I'm sorry, $25. I bought it at a $34 price point. I was the first person to buy it at my local Kroger. They're like, you're the first person that's bought this. It's fairly new. And they had it with the top shelf, which was cool because I was like, hey, what's that? They just taken it out of the box. They're like, oh, that's Brough Brothers. I was like, I know them. I'll take it. Then I was like, wait. How much does it cost?
Yeah, you can get tricked in that.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's $87.50. Like, shit. But no.
And then they're like, you said buying it. Let's go. You already said it. No take backs.
Brough Brothers. All right. 3.5. Maybe get a little drunk.
Yeah. Let's check back in with them. I've been doing a lot of podcast editing. I make myself sound really good. You just deleting out the ums and the ahs and the pauses.
You do that?
Yeah.
The only time I ever will do any editing is if, say, there's a long pause.
Yeah, like,
which, if you could do this, why the hell aren't you our podcast editor?
You
did one of ours while I was gone.
Yeah, that sounded amazing.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Now there's a long pause. You might want to edit that out to put a little marker.
I hope everybody had an amazing Valentine's Day that was yesterday.
I did.
What is? You've been married a year, right?
Year and a half, almost 2. We're like
count. You're married. You don't.
We're coming around the bend on 2 years.
Yeah, I found a picture of me at your wedding.
You looked
sexy.
Remember, so Juan, and this is inside baseball, so check out if you don't know us personally. But Juan showed up with a 12-pack of Bud Light, 8 beers left. And he showed up. He's like, I got the beer. And I'm like, Juan, where's your tie?
That's right. I had to go back to the hotel to get his tie.
It's like, well, I got the important stuff, the Bud Light. And I'm like, Juan, I literally have a cooler with me that
We've got an open bar in 45 minutes.
And just in case, I had a cooler with good stuff, not Bud Light, not.
No. That's subjective. Shitty. That's subjective.
Well, I had stuff that I actually had our beer from, I think it was last week, our Valentine's episode, Rubus Cacao in there. Cacao. And I think I had one Rubus Cacao, and then I saved it and had it on our first anniversary, which was pandemic. Like, we sat outside. I mean, we have like our back door, our outdoor area, and it was nice. And we had our first anniversary, which was not what we had planned at all. I actually was going to go back. No, not for our anniversary. I actually was going to go back to our wedding venue and do like a candlelight dinner.
Oh,
at our venue.
Romantic bastard.
I know. And I'm like, I feel like I have to tell her about this because I need to get credit for like planning. But obviously it couldn't happen because of COVID, but we still had a great first anniversary. We're coming around the bend on 2 years.
That's right.
You and I are coming around the bend on 1 year.
That's right, baby.
For this podcast.
What really matters. Our podcast.
You and I have known each other for longer than I've known my wife.
Yeah.
We actually so when's this release? On Monday? I think Sunday, the 22nd, we've been dating. Well, started dating 5 years ago. We haven't been dating for 5 years because we were dating and then engaged and then now we're married. But
it's all the same until you sign the wedding license.
Until you sign the death certificate. It's
the death certificate on your single life. Yeah.
Till death do us part, right? No, but we have almost been together for 5 years this Sunday. So I got something special planned. Ooh. Gary, you and I have almost been together for... When did you... Yeah. So we don't do a lot of... What was your Valentine's... and quickly, because I don't want to go too crazy, but what was your Valentine's Day like? What was your plans?
Well, you're in a better position than I am because I have two kids and I have one in quarantine. She gets out of quarantine. So then the goal would be to ship the kids off to my in-laws. And then I've looked at, I was looking at reservations. I was too late on trying to get her a massage this past Friday, whatever. But then, my daughter's playing volleyball. She's got volleyball practice Saturday and on Valentine's Day. Oh, and she's got swim on Valentine's Day. So to hell with, trying to be a romantic husband. We're trying to get her to these different spots. Meanwhile, I got a 3-year-old savage who just does what he wants to do.
Just destroys everything.
Yeah. So I think we've been looking at, to answer your question, nothing special on Valentine's Day. A card, a smooch. But later in the week, we're going to try to get away. And I don't know if you've ever used Open Table. Match. Have you ever used Open Table?
Yes.
So, I just peruse Open Table until I find something.
Fancy.
Usually we use it for
fancier than White Castle.
Yeah, we looked at going to a distillery over in Winchester, and then there's this old train station they've done. So I'm not exactly. The weather too is supposed to be all fucked up. So
yeah, we're supposed to get 15 inches of snow.
You are. I'm not. We got ice. We got ice here, and so
yeah. So I started a couple years ago. We had Valentine's plans to go, go somewhere. And we decided not to do it. We're like, let's just stay in. So I whipped up from scratch
some homemade macaroni.
Some homemade macaroni and cheese.
Now, did you actually make your own macaroni noodles or
did not make the noodles, but I made the sauce from scratch. Didn't make the cheese, but I made
what's homemade in this bullshit, David?
I made the cheese sauce to go on the macaroon and cheese from scratch.
Also, you blended the cheese with some other form of dressing or something, and
made a roux, which is butter and flour, and then threw some cheese in it. Threw it on some noodles. Anyway.
Did you make it last night?
Yes. So that's my new. We had plans and we're like, let's just stay in. We don't want to do anything, but we also had no food. And I'm like, I could probably whip up some homemade mac and cheese. So I went and did that out of nowhere. I impressed her. So that's not my new thing on Valentine's Day. We're not really a big Valentine's Day. Because we also have our anniversary a week later, so we're not big on big Valentine's Day things. Also, we love each other every other day of the year, so
allegedly
yes, you have to say allegedly because you can get legal.
Does my face look any smaller, David? I've been losing weight.
Your glasses make you look smaller. You didn't ask me about my LASIK.
When did you get LASIK? Like 5 years ago?
Yeah. So Angie and I started dating in February. She does not know this. The whole reason I started dating her is because I needed someone to drive me home from LASIK surgery. So like
You
3
started
months
dating
after that,
because you didn't really know what she looked like because you're half-ass blind.
that too. But I was like, hey, I don't really have anybody to drive me home. Can you drive me home?
I would have.
And you would have driven up here. Yeah. Yeah, I was like grouchy. I got my eyes burned off.
Do they give you like anesthesia when you do that?
No, I did it raw.
Yeah, you did.
No, so they give you Valium, and then they give you like numbing. I mean, they give you like a numbing eye drop, and then they like pump you with like a turkey baster injector.
Are you trying to have a baby in your eyes?
They're
or
like,
what?
like it would look like a bicycle, like a pump for like a basketball. Like they were injecting stuff in your eye. But yeah, they're like, don't blink. I'm like, my eyes are taped open. I can't blink.
Are they legit taped open?
Yeah, they tape it open, and then they cut out your eyeball. They do some stuff with it. But the weirdest thing about LASIK, you can smell
The
smells
flesh
like
burning.
burning flesh. It's awesome.
With that, on that note, let's go to something a little more cheerful. If you don't know, we have an amazing playlist on Spotify. And I don't know that we've ever put it in the show notes, but we're going to put it in the show notes, the link to it in the show notes.
And in Apple. We're gonna be in Amazon soon. Playlist. Anywhere you can go. You can't say like I don't use Spotify. It's gonna be everywhere.
I just downloaded from my MP3 player.
It's gonna be everywhere. Put it on your shuffle.
Yeah. I'm going to go first in honor of Valentine's Day and my amazing marriage and my awesome wife. One song, and we've used this for our podcast a couple times, but it is Method Man and Mary J. Blige, All I Need.
That's a good one.
It's a banger, dog. Method Man. Yeah. METHOD, man. METHOD.
There was,
man.
speaking of, and I need to.
Wu-Tang's for the kids, David. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah. There was a fighter. So I do interviews with fighters before I do commentary to get like background info. I think it's Andre Small who just fought at Ohio Combat League.
Biggie Smalls. Go ahead.
And he said, my amateur MMA debut, Method Man was there. And it's like, it's like what? It's random. He was randomly there in the audience, and he's like, I guess he lives in New Jersey, so makes sense, right?
METHOD, man.
Yeah. So
I've seen your selection. I don't know what the fuck it is, so you're gonna have to explain this one to me.
I think we talked about this last week. The people who are like out there producing music without having a record label or record deal, doing it on their own and becoming huge,
making money.
Yeah.
Is it a Morgan Wallen song? Did you actually pick a Morgan Wallen song?
No, I would never.
Did you see what? Side note. Did you see?
Hey, I eat Chick-fil-A. That's bad enough.
Did you see what Jason Isbell did?
No, but I love Jason Isbell.
So Jason Isbell, apparently Morgan Wallen covered one of his songs on this album that's #1 right now for all the wrong reasons. But so Jason Isbell gets a cut of that money, right?
Yeah.
Donating it all to the NAACP.
Good. 400 unit, baby. That's the name of his band, right?
Something like that.
So my selection this week, Anderson .Paak Anderson. So basically just started doing his own songs, own music, own beats, plays a bunch of different instruments. I first heard about him. I listened to the NPR Tiny Desk concerts, which is kind of not really a thing anymore, but they've always got so many good, just like good music. So This song, the actual like studio version, is with T.I. And I think T.I. might be in prison right now. So I don't know if
He's not in prison. The fuck, David? Just some allegations.
I don't know if he was on the actual version of it, but there's a Tiny Desk concert with Anderson .Paak, Anderson.Paak.
I'm listening to
this
it
song
right
is called Come Down. It is a badass beat. And I listened to like 3 straight hours of him. I've been going through like a lot of like R&B, hip hop, like just good beats recently. Like, I'm into like Black Pumas. That's what I've been into recently. And he is
I just realized
awesome.
I'm dancing. Y'all don't hear the music.
Yeah, you're dancing to the music in your head.
Nobody can hear it. Well, which is fine for the people listening. You were spared, but for the people when this shows up on YouTube and social media, you'd be like,
This song has a great beat.
That's a good selection, David.
And he mentions the name of the DJ that did the beat in on some because he
What?
plays percussion, he plays piano, sings, and then his band is called the National. Now I gotta look it up. But he plays with a band. I think it's called the National. Anyway, check out Anderson .Paak. He's amazing. Great music to chill. Great beats, great vibes.
Hey, yo, DJ, bring that beat back.
Yeah. I almost had a Miley Cyrus
God
song
damn
this
you,
week.
David.
So
I actually listened to our playlist at the gym the other morning. And I was like, just it's so
the one that I just added is gonna be
that's a good gym beat.
Yeah, it's a good gym beat. Good workout beat.
All right.
I gotta remember it now. The song I actually had to put it on there. All right, what was yours?
All I Need by Method Man and Mary J. Blige.
All right.
If you made it this far, we love you. And that's the truth. Whether you're tuning in just because you're interested in beer or bourbon, or if you're tuning in because you like me and David, no matter why you're listening, we love you. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the message we got from the guy who was going through and commenting on episode 14 about his Thanksgiving tradition. Playing euchre after Thanksgiving dinner.
And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? But I went back at episode 14. The quality was not good. So if you are listening now, please don't go back to episode 14 and listen because it was horrible.
Was it bad?
We've gotten a lot better.
Soft and I was loud.
I sounded like I was like right up on the mic. I was right up on the mic.
Yeah.
Something was off. Something ain't right.
If I want to know if you've listened, drop us a message on our social media if you've listened to every episode. Is there anybody that's listened to every episode? I think my mom. I think Mike Tabor. Shout out to Mike Tabor, who just got his barrel of New Riff.
Thank you, Mike.
And
so we are doing, if you listened last week, Quiz Bowl. We need a Quiz Bowl host. I threw out a name earlier.
I don't think my mom will do it.
That would be awesome because I feel like she'll be impartial. I don't know who she loves more, me or
That's
you.
True. She probably loves you more. Like we went out as a I went to and recorded a podcast with David, and she slid some bones to take David out to eat. So that's what we did.
Yeah, that's that tobacco money.
Yeah. So
we need an impartial host, Ken Jennings, if you're available. We also need that person to write the questions for Quiz Bowl. Joe Saunders might be the one. Well, he's also my brother-in-law, so
Yeah, we need somebody impartial. Like
He would be
Aaron.
impartial. Aaron Garrett, yeah, but his questions would all be about Penn State. Which defensive coordinator sexually assaulted hundreds of boys at Penn State?
Yeah.
Like Jerry Sandusky.
Yeah. If you made it this far, throw us a like, drop a comment, give us a share.
We love you.
You can subscribe to us now on our brand new YouTube page. I'll put a link in the description here. It's Beers and Beards Podcast. We're going to start putting some stuff over there, try to make that YouTube Jake Paul money. Other
We're
than
gonna
that,
knock out Ben Askren.
we hope everybody had a great Valentine's Day. We hope the week is amazing
President's Day.
for you. Yeah,
That's today.
that's today. And yeah, have a wonderful time. We'll be back next Monday. Watch our social media for a new episode of Bourbon Notes this week. And there's no football, David, so I guess we have to cheer on Morehead State.
There's
11-game win
FCS.
streak.
Hey, Buckeyes basketball. There's also FCS football coming in the spring.
Yes.
And the XFL.
Yeah.
I think that's actually next year. The Rock ends XFL now. That was the episode 14. That's what we talked about. XFL. The Rock bought the XFL. We talked about euchre. So
we did talk about euchre? Is that why
we did?
Commented that?
Because I went to Indian Lake and played euchre for like 6 hours, and I've
never played euchre.
I talked about it for like, and if you're finally caught up, person that mentioned it,
Hoppyhead. What's his name?
Yeah, I'll give him a shout out. Hold on.
Yeah, give him a shout out. We love you, man. Thank you for. He said he was going back and listening through all of them. God, those first
Sir Hoppyhead
were awful.
Yes. So hopefully you made it past 15 because we got a lot better.
Yeah.
If you can make it through 15,
you can make it through 41.
Yeah, that's right.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Just remember that.
That's right. So I'm out of beer. That means that we're done.
We're done. We're out. Check out Brough Brothers Bourbon and check out
Founders
KBS Espresso.
Yes.
If you're into that kind of thing. Again,
it'll get you drunk.
That shows us some love, support. Until next week, we're out.